Uh, there we go. Yeah, so we're sort of talking about how the body's reacting to, the new energies, and we could have put a label on what I had as being a flu, or as a lot of the people around me are calling it, COVID. You're thinking, really? How's that? Well, I just don't go with that label. But even flu probably doesn't quite cover it because it's actually part of the getting rid of, stuff, if you like,
Yeah.
ready for the next phase. And I choose to look at it that way so that, you're not bogged down with the other stuff that goes with it.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, my wife did catch it up, so you could actually say, yeah, well, it probably was flu then.
But if you were upgraded, so did she need an upgrade? Because I
Yeah.
always see these kind of, when every time I've had a flu, it's been an upgrade. It's like I go into another reality while it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was interesting this morning, because a lot of revelations and whatnot come in the bath. So I was having a bath this morning, and I sort of realized that I was in a new body. It was like, oh, it's brand new.
Oh,
It was a shift of perception, perhaps, but it just felt so different. There was something different about the way I'm inhabiting, my body. And it could be that because I did a couple of pieces of work with Alet because she had her call on Friday. Sorry,
yes,
Saturday.
and I noticed that she changed it till Saturday, and I was very
Yeah,
confused.
yeah, Saturday. Yeah. So, and
Was it Saturday you went? You were,
yeah,
yeah,
and so we were the only two on because I
yeah,
think of the confusion of when it was and
yeah. And I had
well,
grandchildren overnight. Yeah,
yeah. So Saturday's not a particularly good day for people, I guess. But yeah, I thought so. We did some work with uh, the um, what does she call it? The luminous flame, or anyway, she likes to call the dragon energies in and all that. So I was in there playing with those with her, and it did seem to I wouldn't say burn away, but bring in something new and give us the opportunity to take everything out that wasn't needed. So false matrix in the body kind of thing, take those out. And we've both discovered we've got magic swords that can do this, so we just, you know, why not? I mean, thing is, as I do that and I do that,
yeah.
I can feel the energy of it.
Exactly. There's nothing that we can't do for ourselves. It's just a matter of how far can you take your imagination to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's almost like you don't have to believe me. I just know it's real.
Exactly. I mean, many years ago, I started putting acupunctural needles where I felt that they needed to be, just by, you know, just with my attention.
And that's, yeah, which is great. So yeah, it that's kind of like where I found myself this morning anyway, looking at and being in a body in a new way. And I know we've been talking about that on the course, and how does that feel? But there was a significant shift somehow. Um, oh, and Peggy's coming in.
So the shift was after the work with Alet.
Hmm. But I think it's been building, like we were saying, the body changes,
Yeah. So,
more of
yeah.
that plasma feeling of a plasma being kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's not after the bath.
Well, it's often, because I have this wonderful relationship with the water as well, where, I practically get a hug. Hiya.
Hi, hi.
Oh, I see you're walking again. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, good. Well, we were just talking about how we're inhabiting our bodies, and how the energy of being in our bodies is changing. And mine in particular over the weekend. Just the realization that this is a brand new body, and we've arrived.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, you get the same.
yeah, because I have been deep into it, and I'm so because what I have worked with is kind of integrating the monad of us. We have so many names for it. It's like it is mind blowing, and it's like it is just a surrender, but I'm so amazed because I have now. Yeah, it's a week since it started, even deeper, and actually it started in April. I have spoken a lot about what I started in April, and this is kind of the expression of it. So I feel like a baby using a new body.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, oh, look at that.
yeah,
It's brand
yeah,
new.
yeah. It's yeah.
Funny.
I had no idea.
Well, I'm glad it's happened to somebody else. Sometimes you sit there and wonder, but it just felt so different,
Yeah.
which yeah was really fab. So how about you
Well,
guys?
my
Sorry.
partner also thinks it's different. He said, "What's going on with you? What's happening? You don't understand anything." He said, "This isn't you." No, I feel a kind of sorry for them because you want to explain what's going on, kind of. That
Mm.
has been my kind of this weekend. He said, "What's going on with you?" He said several times. Like, well, I don't know what to answer. I'm just in a process. I used to say, but I say that all the time. But it's interesting.
Yeah. Now, I had two people last week say, "Oh, you look so young, you look so better, you look so well." And like, and they're talking about how terrible it is to get old and blah, 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 blah. And just not going there. It's like,
Yeah. No, I mean, my wife's in that. She's in that frame of you get old, things drop off kind of thing. And it's like, well, I don't subscribe to that view of the world. Having said that, I can observe someone who does believe that, and it's kind of her reality in that way. And like you say, and Peggy, you want to sort of almost like shake them. It's like you don't need to be there. Um, you could be somewhere different, but of course, it's their choice, their lives. But yeah, but oh, there was something else that cropped up this morning, which again randomly, but you would think, but there was a video on YouTube, and it was a lady talking about a near-death experience, and she's a nurse, and she sort of was taken into hospital, and she was having quite a seizure kind of thing, and they didn't quite treat her quick enough, so she practically died, and she went off into sort of like a dark place where she couldn't quite make out where she was, and she asked the question, "Is there something I should know that would move me from this place?" And she then instantly got moved to a meeting with God. In her definition, but she was a Christian. So she talked about God, but she's never had the one-on-one kind of thing. Anyway, she come back to explain that the one thing that the big message was forgiveness, because she was shown that all of the energy that you put out, maybe hate or anger or whatever, meets the person you're firing it at and stays with them as sort of energy around them,
yeah,
and then the forgiveness
this is it.
takes it away. And
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
that was her big,
yeah,
reveal.
yeah, yeah.
And what was interesting was that was Kathleen and I were talking about that last week. The forgiveness was the big deal,
Mm.
and it just you
Yeah.
think, wow, yeah,
Yes, it is. I mean, I'm so aware of that, and that's why the Ho'oponopono for me has been very, very, very powerful. But it's it's sort of I'm gonna give a talk on Wednesday for a Christian university on the west coast of Norway, where I'm of course the token Jew again, and I hate being the token Jew. But that's basically all I can say is like the more you point the finger at anybody, you're just continuing to perpetuate the hatred and
mm,
the polarities.
yeah,
And if there's any message I have to anybody, it's like, what can we do to do that? And even in a Jewish kind of ritual the Yom Kippur, the most holy day of the year. It's about the whole community realizing or understanding that if there is one person who is who is what could you say, sinning or whatever, we're all responsible because we're all part of that collective space.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a vital thing we need to
Mm.
realize, all of us now.
And it's the powerful what I've discovered if you're doing it from the place where we are, where we're discovering this wholeness of ourselves, and you do it from there, it's not just the person you're focusing on, it's the whole
Yeah,
situation.
exactly, because then we're like when we do it from within, we're actually we're dismantling the whole matrix that's kept it in place.
Yeah. I feel, and that, funnily enough, just as I said that, I felt that a very powerful thing. Yeah, fabulous. Oh, so that seems to be almost like a theme in a way that the more we're embodying this ourselves,
Yeah,
and the wholeness of what we are,
yeah,
there comes with that the knowing that we have the power to almost like forgive.
yes,
We can just do it,
yeah, but
and it makes a big difference.
yeah.
I
Just that people misunderstand the word forgiveness because they think it's you have to forget. That's not what it's about. It's about releasing and atoning to the whole experience, right?
mm. And it's more of certainly the projections on people. It's more forgiving yourself for having had that and then allowing it to disperse.
Allowing yourself to be held in that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, I wonder if that might be if it's a good opportunity just to connect up and see if that's a theme that we'd like to follow, and perhaps we could find things in our lives because I know my daughter's particularly having difficulty. She's very depressed at the moment, and I'm conscious that part of what she's depressed about is her inability to fit in because she doesn't like, she doesn't fit in with a traditional job. She's more creative. She loves making music or drawing or whatever, and there's no room for her in this world at the moment. And I am conscious that I've projected on her what a working person looks like. Because you go to work, you earn your money, you come home, you buy your stuff. And that's been my model my whole life. And I projected that on her. I know that because, I was frustrated when she didn't get a proper job, as we call it. And it just came home to me that, God, she's had all that on her all her life. She's had that, my opinion of what a proper person should be doing. And I'm so sorry. So, that's good. That's my big one. That's oh, that was a, yeah. So if she's been living with that and carrying that around, oh, good heavens. So, yeah, big wake up for me there. Anyway, shall we join in and link up and then see what comes as part of that conversation? Mm. How was that?
Mm. Powerful.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I found myself almost like going back to what I'm calling home, this beyond, 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 and 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 kind of doing it from there. And the forgiveness was for everything. It was like the whole of the whatever's been going on in everywhere, everywhere. It was almost like it was part of me was outside of this reality, going, I'm so sorry, I, you know, um, and it just felt like the fabric of reality was changing, and there was the feeling of unconditional was there, like unconditional love. It was there was no um, desired outcomes as such. It was just, um, you know, just that forgiveness. Please forgive me, and it was please forgive me. It was like wow, and it's so emotional. Fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the same. So please forgive me. That was for me to forgive. I've done a lot of that, but I realized there are people that I need forgiveness from to have maybe unrealistic expectations or whatever thing it is. And I need to work on each situation and go in and ask for that forgiveness to me. So it was the opposite way from what I was expecting in the beginning. Yeah. Well, I get the sun coming in
Yeah,
here.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is maybe. I try to get away from it, but it's
Mhm.
it can shine.
Yeah, for us, it's beautiful to look at if it's not bothersome
No,
to.
it's not in my eyes right now, so it's fine.
As I was relating to this talk I'm giving on Wednesday because I feel a lot of fear, that's sort of like ancestral fear that's got to do with this whole Jewish Christian, which is what the conference is about really, is how the Norwegians have related to Jewish, how Christianity has related to Jews throughout the ages and how it's related to Jews during the Second World War, where, the Norwegian society deported all its Jews, those who didn't manage to get away. It was a very different situation from Sweden that was neutral, in Denmark, where Danes helped their Jews get away.
Right.
So, so that's part of it. It's the year day of the deportation of the majority of Jews from Oslo. Among them, it's not that I don't feel any kind of, like, what shall I say? I don't feel that I need to forgive anybody for having deported my father and all his family and all his relatives, but it's more that it's this ingrained sense of discomfort I feel in relationship to the Christian
Mm.
narrative that I know I will be facing and having to learn to forgive that within me that's still reacting to it because I could feel it. My body is still reacting to it.
Yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah. So I didn't know that. I guess we've had a different view of what was going on in terms of, in our country, we literally um, were,
Yeah, you fought Hitler. But my mother still went to Canada.
yeah,
They still evacuated because they were Jewish.
yeah, big thing. Yeah. It's what popped into my mind as well there when you said about Christian is that I was talking about that lady who went to the hospital and she,
Yes, who was Christian? Yeah,
she came round, and the hospital was a Catholic-run hospital, right? And when she came around, she said, I saw God. I saw God. And she thought they might be pleased, because of the religious connotations with it being run by
She's supposed to
first
see
person,
Jesus, isn't she?
but the first person that came they sent to talk to her was a psychiatrist. And he put her down as having hallucinations. So it's like the irony of the environment. Like you'd expect them to go, "Wow, did you tell us all about it?" But it didn't sit in with the package of this is how one relates to God, like this. And if you step outside, so it's amazing how what I guess we're doing is it doesn't have any of those restrictions or structures, but we can still be within our, you know, larger community if that's where we're happy and we belong. We don't have to abandon the whole thing because we know where we are in it. We absolutely know where we are.
Because we're the center point within that reality.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, that was powerful. And Peggy, are you able to talk? Do you want to say anything on that one?
Yes, I was actually war with my family. I went into their story where they are at, and as you said, what you have kind of given your children, me too, what you have given them. And when I kind of walked this path, it's like, Mother, you are turning crazy. But now, especially the girls, is coming more and more against and standing up. And the oldest daughter, she have her initiation, and it is hard because the doctor have said you don't have any, maybe you will die. But I know she will not. But the doctor can't give her anything, and she have a lot of pain. This is kind of her initiation, stepping up to her what we are speaking about, living in this new body. And also, it was because I'm making a new program, and this program will last for a year, and it is to embody a new body, to step from the old body to go into the new body. And I have made 3 programs, so each 3 months, and then the last is kind of owning it, really owning it. So it's like we are all invited into it. But at the same time, I also heard something this week, and when you talk about the near death experience, I was reminded about what I heard, and it was some young boy that actually died and met Jesus, and he didn't believe his mother. Well, he was a teenager, and mother is bubbling, and I'm not sure I believe all her things. But he met Jesus, and I don't want to go into the whole story, but he was shown what was coming, and a lot of death. That's the same as I have seen. So maybe a lot of people listening to this Robert that told this story because he said forgiveness. He also mentioned forgiveness and all of this, and he met Jesus and what is coming. It's not too late now, but it will be too late. We are creating our own reality, and he saw so much suffering, and he tried to save them or help them, his friend, but they abandoned the life. They abandoned Jesus. They abandoned. So they a lot of people went to church, as you say, Lynn, and but they just in their mental, they're just doing it of habit, but they are haven't really surrendered. They don't live the Christ consciousness and the life, the new body. So he said that it's not too late. You can surrender, and the surrender is a totally different step than doing it only in your mind and just begging. Because he saw so many people just begging on the kind of the last days because it will be dark for some years. And I have seen also a lot of things happening the coming years. But so it is kind of a choosing time. Do we want to be in this new body, this new earth, or do we want to live the old and the old will die out eventually? So it is our own inner that decide. So I was reminding of all this. And actually, what I also have done for the first time is to you, Lena. I have watched Swedish television. I never used Swedish television because I was guided to it. Oh, can we see Swedish television from Norway? Yeah. And I saw 3 different from the SVT. And that was also interesting because it is what are what are we talking about? And I saw one episode of Marta and Durek. They were interviewed in the Swedish television, and Swedish and Norwegian are very similar, and also the same as Danish. But when I have walked the inner, because we will go together, all the Nordic country, but actually Finland is holding an important piece to us. But we are not listening to Finland yet, but we will. So I think all this is fascinating, and what we are going against is heaven on earth. But there are a lot of resistance, and I also understand why, because it hurts in the body. I have actually had, my body has, it's like in my stomach, like it's like the nerves is sending extra signal, and it feels like pain. But what I actually do, they release the last ectoplasma from the old. So it will show me that they release the last ectoplasma that holds the old. So it's like, wow, the body is so fascinating. And also in my head, like, so it's like light bubbles and nerves that kind of connect the new. And it feels a little bit like pain, but it is an upgrade. So I think just everything is just fascinating. So I was trying on seeing all what's happened the last week and like, wow. And I understand that my family thinks I'm kind of becoming more and more crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm.
Yeah. I know because I was chatting to my daughter on the phone last week, and trying to find things to encourage her, and I was trying to suggest that despite its outward appearances, the world is changing into a place where her talents will be celebrated, and she will find, being artistic and being creative is absolutely the thing, and you will be celebrated, kind of thing. And I know she drifted off at that point. She doesn't. It's like, oh no! If only you could see what I could see. But
Yeah.
I guess that's our cross to bear, as it were. We all we know what we're doing. We know we're absolutely making such a difference. I guess the other thing I felt, this new body thing, was how we're radiating. And again, I think we talked about this in the MMs. We're literally radiating this new, and that became very obvious. And I can't explain why I suddenly thought that was obvious, but it just, well, there we are. Obviously, I'm radiating. And again, I think it's these little drops of conscious, creative thought that we're having, like acknowledging that we're and I think that came up when everybody was looking at me and seeing all these amazing things going on. And um, it's almost like know thyself, and are you prepared to be this person? You know, um, I did say yes at the end. I did say, yeah, I'll do that. I still don't know what that is. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Let's be this astonishingly bright being.
Because I think the moment you think you have to be something, you've lost it.
Exactly. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, it's funny that as soon as that came up, um, because I'm doing a course. It's what's it called? No, I've got Supercharge Your Intuitive Intelligence with AI. It's by Matt and Joy Khan. And I've joined in with Nancy and a few of the, and Kathleen and a few of the Australian people because it was quite expensive course. So we're all chipping in. And on the first lesson kind of thing, they're saying that it applies to intuition as well. As you get your intuition and you act on it, but you don't actually know what it is you're stepping into often. So it might be go to the store down the road, and your ego might insert because I'm going to meet somebody there that's going to be significant, or there's going to be a situation that's but it's not saying that. It's just saying go to the store.
I've experienced that a lot recently. And sort of like, oh, I'm just going out now. And then obviously something that I was meant to meet was just there, but I didn't know before I went.
And I think that's where, like you don't have to
Yeah.
do is that's the thing. Is that yeah, I'm happy to step into this. I'm happy for this to step into me, whichever way round. And yes, please. But then it's like you're free falling because you don't actually know what that meant. It's it that part of you here doesn't actually understand uh, what the implications are. But when I look back and see all these star beings and spirit animals and all the guys that are part of the me going forward, it's like whoa, we've brought a few guys with us on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody said that, just by you being open, you don't know where spirit they can animate anything around you, wherever you need to be. So it's not something that's necessarily planned, but it's all interwoven.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because if you're then open, then you're a bit like a chess piece. Oh, Colin's opening. Let's pop him over there a minute. Yeah, I get that. Just being ready, isn't it? Being turning up. Well, a lady I spoke to years ago, she said, "Well, you just keep turning up."
Yes, and I want to add when you say this because I said yes to write or do divine letters in beginning of April, and I have had a lot of things doing, so I thought, okay, it has to wait, and it released yesterday. And divine letters is the same as Paul did 2,000 years ago, and when I said yes to it, I thought that it's easy and no. It's not that it's difficult, but it's so much bigger than I thought. Because first I said yes to all European countries. Now I have said yes to all, and they are 195. And when I go into this, it's so deep because I become Mother Earth. I become Mother Earth in the country and the region I say yes to. And I sense in my body what the collective consciousness of Italy is, what the collective consciousness of France is. And with the wisdom and all that it has shown me, I'm mind blown. I'm mind blown. But in the beginning, I thought, well, this will take me a year at least. And it will. And it is an unfolding map. And I'm tuning into the oversoul key of each nation. But this is what we have created for several hundred of years. So all countries are going from this to a new kind of creating heaven on earth. But we need a new map. We need a new understanding. So through divine letters, I create a new understanding. How do we see that Mother Earth is alive herself? She has organs. We are just cells on Mother Gaia. But when I said yes in the beginning of April, I was like, I just go in, do it kind of simple. And it's so much deeper and so much bigger. And I love doing it. But it will, maybe I will do it for 10 years. Because when I have done all this, I am shown that I will travel. I will travel to countries and do this in the physical way. Because now I do it energetically and go into the oversoul of the nation. But then when I finish this, because I plan to be kind of finished in June, then it will take another turn. So what you said, the intuition lead you into something, or we choose because I said yes. You got kind of in the yeah, we need to do what Paul did 2,000 years, but we have to do it in a feminine way and integrating Mother Earth. Okay, I can do that. I know that that's easy for me. But when in October, when I really went into it, wow. So yeah, it is interesting. The intuition, I thought, I had some pre-thoughts about this in April and just think, okay, I will go into it. And when I dig into it, I said, wow, I had no idea. But it's interesting.
Mm.
So yeah, the intuition, when you follow it and go deep with it, and also when you listen to Mother Earth, I love it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Because we have spoken so much about the divine. I agree, divine is so, we travel in consciousness and it's so easy. But
we need to remember the foundation. We live on Mother Earth. And she said to me, one of the first time, you cannot command Mother Earth. You can command your will, you can command consciousness, you can command everything, but you cannot command Mother Earth. The only thing you can do in relationship to Mother Earth is to surrender to her rhythm and feel her rhythm. And then you know that the animals, they go to the top of the mountain if it comes a tsunami or so, because they sense Mother Earth. And we are, as human, are supposed to do the same. So that's what I see we are going. As Homo luminous, we kind of co-create with Mother Earth, not just the divinity of us need the foundation of Mother Earth. So yeah, I think this is, I love this. It's for me also, because I haven't gone so deep into the Mother Earth wisdom and rhythm, and yeah, it's another way of living.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Well, we wondered you'd gone a bit quiet from my perspective because we haven't had a chat for ages, and yeah, we obviously been very, very busy. Now, I wonder if that's something we can look at, because I was feeling there as you were talking about Mother Earth, is that we as a collective have really not appreciated our gifts. You know, we're practically raping the land for profit and all that sort of thing. Say the collective we. Might that be a forgiveness that we can, you know, we actually forgive ourselves and then ask for forgiveness from, you know, from Gaia, from our planet. Maybe that's
Yeah.
another avenue for Yelin.
But I'm just thinking that there's more to it because Gaia, or whatever we call Mother Earth, Shekhinah, whatever we call her, or Earth, is also changing and renewing and also going through her shifts. And many of the things that we kind of project onto her are our fierceness, not necessarily, it's like I don't buy into like it's climate change and all that. I think it's a much, much, much bigger picture, and I do sense that we're all interconnected
Mm,
into that bigger picture.
mm,
And I'm totally with you that it's yes, it's all of it. It's so this woman called Ann Tucker has been taking in what she calls mother of I think she calls her mother of creation. Yeah. So she says that's a whole new energy that she's taking in, similar to what Aunt Peggy is talking about too. That
yeah.
it's she's coming now with daily messages, which I've been listening to, which are also powerful. But I'm just thinking it's so much more multifaceted than any of us single-handed it, I think, can imagine. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Well, shall we tune into the earth then in the same way that we were doing
yeah.
just now? And
And whatever needs to be released, forgiven, yes.
yeah, let's go for it. Okay. Um, it was almost like the first half of that, I was literally just doing the forgiveness thing, and I wasn't feeling the same flow as I was when we were doing it before. And I was sort of like looking at it and thinking, oh, so that's interesting. Well, where are we then? What's occurring, as it were? And then I was conscious that I just had this new relationship with my body and here's me being differently, appearing differently on the earth. And that's when it clicked that we're co-creating with with the planet. We're part of the process of creation. And as soon as I realized that, then I got this beautiful connection of almost like a realization that here we are. We're here together to do this. When it's not Earth imposing herself on us or us imposing ourselves on Earth, it's a combination of us together. And that's when a deep love and reverence, I guess, I felt for that, and a new relationship. I could feel that new relationship. Very moving, actually. Very, yeah. Mm. How about you?
You want to go first, Elena?
Yeah, I can. First, felt like I was kind of numbing away a little way, but I didn't really get it. I think I'm kind of going like meditation, sleeping or what's, and then now after I realized that I went into Earth because I saw a lot of bricks that was apart, like mending itself together. It was probably not just physically bricks, but it was the image explaining something that the Earth was mending itself together and putting the bricks together. And when when I have a lot of energy, I'm yawning. And when I'm yawning, I'm tearing up. So I've been yawning and yawning, so I kind of get little numb in me. But I felt like I was actually in the earth and saw things. And then in the end of it, I came like to higher level in earth, more to soil and to the green and grass and things. And then I went out for it. But I think what we did was positive for the earth and it start mending things and it helping things. How big and how much in percent, I have no idea, but it was in the positive way. That's about it, what I got, you can say.
Beautiful. Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I was just connecting through my body because I always think of my body is a piece of earth. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't an earthly image of it. So that's where I started, and then just going into just I think just floating with it. And eventually I kind of connected to the waters, and that's where I sort of felt like I was, just flowing with it all, just being in that flow. And and I know the waters regenerate themselves if they're just left alone. It's like nature knows how to take care of itself. It's we who don't.
Mm.
Uh, and Yeah, and I was just sensing how water is connected to everything. That's where we're full of water and water molecules. It's all, yeah, it's all there. I don't know what to say. I didn't feel the same as when we did the human part because it doesn't feel like nature holds that kind of grudges we do.
Could be. Yeah, yeah. We needed a bit more power for the human bit because actually there's a lot of stuff to go to rummage through.
Yeah, because nature is kind of waiting for us, really. And I was connecting also at the end to the inner earth realms that are there to kind of show us how things actually can be. I've been reading those books about Agartha, and I find it fascinating.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much we don't know, but I think we're beginning to get more sense of, and certainly this embodiment um, journey. It, and again, I think we've observed on our other chats that there is an acceleration, even just during this week. The the rate of change is it's ramping up. It's on the exponential curve, and we're right zooming up this this
Yeah,
curve.
yeah,
It's astonishing
absolutely.
rate. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's and it's not less, and it's even interesting because I think of something like, I was thinking about my talk, and then I noticed in the newspaper that some of the same things that I've been thinking about are mirrored back. It's just interesting.
yeah, yeah. Well, is there anything you'd like to, you know, tune into in this moment, just before, because we've got a little bit more time. Anything that's cropped up that might be we three can do together?
Uh, it just feels like this. It's when I sort of go into the energies, it's just so unfathomable, the vibration of it.
Mm.
Maybe just tune more into that, whatever this is bringing.
There's something unknown for us to know, as it were, isn't there?
Yeah,
And even if we don't end up knowing it, we're consciously
yeah.
opening to it. Yeah.
I definitely think it's connected to this I3 Atlas thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw myself in there steering it. It's like, ooh, that's interesting.
They're saying it's like it doesn't even, they can't even predict its trajectory. It might change.
Well, yeah, especially if there's somebody in there. It's
Well,
just a
there's nobody, I don't think
bolster
there's
on.
anybody in it, but the whole thing is consciousness. So that's what
Yeah,
I would been understanding.
yeah. Okay, great fun. Well, let's just open up for whatever this unknown is and see what we get. Mm. That was it. That was really, really, really big. That was, I was feeling be present. The words be present were very much there. And I could feel all the different aspects of myself coming into the this present in this, so it's very difficult to describe what the significance of that is. But all of those different parts of me that people see, the architect and this and that, they all just came in and just be present. And it was like, whoa, what? Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Unexpected.
I don't know if this is it's similar because I was just feeling an enormous heaviness, like my whole body was just being drawn to earth, and everything is just sort of so like almost like magnets bringing me down and into myself. So it so that was also this very enormous kind of I suppose like just be there, just sense into yourself in that. Don't go anywhere. Yeah. So it's similar.
Yep. I went the opposite. I was surprised because I went just out in space. And it's hard to get all the words right for it, but it was like I saw different, I couldn't see planets, galaxies, whatever, different physical entities or whatever everywhere. And it was like everything, well, we know it's like that anyway, but everything is working together. Like if one little thing up here changed and that sent up some frequency there that bounced up to this and this, and after like 15 times it came maybe to Earth and helped Earth, whatever it's supposed to be. So it was like a big game of everything is moving and bouncing like a pool game. You put on one round ball and that bounce to the next, that goes next. So it was like that, and everything was working together for everything. So it was kind of a profound feeling to it because it was so huge, so big, the game or the intelligence or whatever word would be said to it. And we humans, we are so small. And we do good. We try to put in and help with our energy that can expand out to universe also. But it was such a big game. And I think I cannot stay here. It was almost too much. I couldn't take it in. It was too emotional. So I felt I was done. But it was big and it was actually beautiful and it was so intelligent.
Yeah. But I got a question to you because when we were working on the group the other time, I think either Tuesday, I don't know, very recently, we kind of became that big game, and I could really sense how that was natural for me to be a part of that big game. I was like dancing with the intergalactics and
Yeah.
doing that as you're describing, but that was, but my energy was a part of it.
Okay, interesting. I haven't listened to those recordings for months. So, yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, because then you saw the beautiful game with all the things.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, not
Yeah.
exactly like you describe it, but it felt like that. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, that would be my take on it as well, is that you are that. That's why you could see it. You,
Okay.
you because that's one of the images I've had of flying through the cosmos, and
Yeah.
exactly what you were saying. A little bit of energy there, a little bit over here, and because we're part of that consciousness,
Mm.
we
Yeah.
can almost like be there with that, and,
Yeah.
and do and acknowledge that's part of our wholeness
Mm.
in a way. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. That's me. I love
Yeah,
that.
it was beautiful, it was intelligence, it was smart, and it was wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So
And of course,
take it in.
Yeah. It's going to be with me for a while. I can feel that. It's sitting
yeah,
inside and I'm very emotional about it. So,
that's
yeah.
brilliant. And of course, we just left it wide open, didn't we? The question was, what? Well, okay, what do you want? What should we
Yeah.
do? And each of us had our own version of that.
Yeah. And I was expecting something around Earth, but no, it was just, but that's interesting.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
and
Mm.
yeah, these are so much energy associated with these, and we don't deliberately. I think we set this up so that we could talk about ETs and all sorts of other things, and we very rarely do. Funnily enough, we just encompass everything, don't we?
Mm.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn, for encourage us to do another round.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, anyway, look, we're just up on the hour, so
Yeah.
I'll close up and I'll post this in the usual places so that
Yeah.
if you wanted to watch again. But lovely. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for
Thank
coming
you,
Thank you.
Colin.
Thank you.
You.
and have a lovely week.
You too.